This is me, and this is my story. I'm 19 years old, and I come from Wabash, Indiana, which is a super small town, about an hour from Ball State. This is my family, plus two. We're a typical nuclear family, and I have a brother and a sister. Now, this is where it gets kind of confusing. My mom's parents were divorced, so I have some blended in there. And my dad's parents were not. So, as you can see, both sides of my mom's family are blended. But when it comes to my dad's side of the family, they're just a typical nuclear family as well. So my dad's side of the family is primarily Irish, but my mom's side of the family is a huge mix. I have cousins who are Native American, and I have cousins who are Mexican. It's a whole mix. So when it comes to my religious background, it's also kind of a blended environment. My dad's side of the family is Lutheran, and my great-grandmother started our church way back in the day. My mom's dad is Church of Christ, and also has some Quaker on that side of the family. And then when it comes to my maternal grandmother, there's not really one set religious views. My mom actually became Lutheran when she met my dad and started attending church regularly with him. So then I was raised in the Lutheran church, and I've just stuck with that faith since then. Alright, so let's go back. Let's focus on my family and the influence they have on me. So again, this is my family plus two. We are a typical middle-class family. There's nothing unusual. We're your basic nuclear family: mom, dad, brother, sister, me. So my mom is a nurse practitioner, and she just recently got her master's degree. So I've been exposed to higher education through her. And then my dad is an engineer. So let's go back to me, and let's look at all the things that make me, me. So we're going to start by focusing on my faith and why I am Lutheran and how that came to be. So I'm Lutheran, again, because my dad's family is Lutheran, and I just adapted to the faith because that's what I grew up in. I have a pretty strong faith. I love to teach Sunday school, and I really like my church a lot. So now we're going to go on to small town and how the small town has really influenced me. So I come from a very small town. There's not a lot of diversity. We are mostly middle class. It's a farming community, very heavy in agriculture. Many of the people I graduated with went to Purdue to study ag. You know the story. And so I went to a small high school, which was literally in the middle of a cornfield. And it really had a closed mindset. There wasn't any diversity in my high school at all. So I've never been exposed like I have been at Ball State. So now we're going to look at middle class and how that influences me. So there's always been a push for higher education because I'm middle class. Also, because I am middle class, I was exposed to my parents working very hard, and I've been exposed to fluctuating monetary situations. There were times where my dad would go into work not knowing if he would have a job that day or not. So I have a lot of exposure to highs and lows when it comes to money, and that's because of my family's middle class background. So I'm a college student, and my mom and dad are the reason I'm a college student. They always pushed me to go to school, and my mom is a nurse practitioner, so I always knew I wanted to go into a field where I would care about people, which is why I chose ABA. And I knew from 8th grade on that I was going to go to Ball State, but then my brother also attends Ball State, so then it was really home for me because I knew he was there and I always had someone with me. So now we're going to look at my gender identity, which I'm female. I knew from the start it was just who I was, and I like who I am. But also, I never really knew anything about various gender identities. I was never exposed to that because I'm from a small town, and it's just not really a thing that we talk about here. So all of these things are what make me me. It's my religion and my economic background and my small town and my college student and my gender identity. And I am who I am because of my parents and because of where I was raised and because of those strong people and strong voices in my life. So that's me, and this is me in a nutshell. This is my story.